Hey everyone. Hello again. It's May 12th, Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I get confused with the days all the time. This is our second session for today. We had an amazing session earlier. In case you missed it, spoke about the PPP and all the CARES Act. But now I have a special guest with me. We have Aimee with Seabourn. Hey, Aimee.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me. And I know what you mean about having a hard time understanding what day it is. It seems like it's Groundhog Day every day these days.
They actually have in this system, they have a widget that you can put like days in quarantine. I don't know if you could see it on the top.
I
Like, put
see
how many,
it.
I guess that's the only way to actually track and see what's going on. So we're gonna wait for a few people to come online. I see that we have about six. I think I see Connie and Mike. Hi guys. If you, well, we are going to go over, the regular stuff about updates with Seabourn, get introduction about the product if you don't know the brand. Amy's going to tell us a few things. Aimee, let's start. Just
Sounds good.
uh, okay. Let me put your name in and remove this, and you can go on and introduce yourself.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Aimee Price. I'm the Deputy Director of Key and National Accounts at Seabourn. Ironically enough, I joined Seabourn on January 20th. So isn't my timing impeccable? I'm not new to the industry. I am new to Seabourn, but not to the industry. I did come from one of our large competitors, which is Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, where I had a 28-year career. But I'm very, very happy to be at Seabourn and to be part of the luxury sector of the industry, and very proud of the cruise industry. And I'm happy to be here today with you to discuss all things Seabourn. So
Wonderful. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about Seabourn, the ships, where they, what's your market type of ships?
Sure. Sure. So we're 5 ships strong. We might be mighty or small, but we're mighty. And one of the beautiful things about all of our ships is they are literally identical from a deck plan and layout perspective, with the exception of 2 of them being slightly larger. We are ultra luxury cruise line. All of our staterooms are suites. So don't ever refer to them as staterooms, refer to them as suites, because we know our clients are very discerning clients who are looking for that ultra luxury product. While we do have an ultra luxury product, it's not a stuffy ultra luxury product. It's a product where we really encourage socialization and socializing, and a much more casual type atmosphere than what you might find on some of the other luxury lines. And so we have a really great following from a repeat customer guest. And what our clients do experience on board are a lot of Seabourn moments, because our crew on board does get to know our clients inside and out, what their likes, their dislikes are, and they surprise them with little moments throughout their journey that are personal to them. And that's what really keeps our clients coming back. And we do sail on all 7 continents, with our new ship, the Venture, coming out in 2021, in the summer of 2021, our expedition ship. So then we will be 6 strong. We're in the Mediterranean, we're in Asia, we do world cruising, we're in Alaska, the Caribbean, South America, so all over. And we just have a very unique product when it comes to the onboard experience, and the fact that it is more of a social product. It is a more of a casual luxury experience. And that's what I think people really enjoy about the Seabourn experience. I would encourage any of you on our chat today or online that if you want to learn more about Seabourn, we're all at home right now, with probably searching for some things to do. And a great way to learn more about Seabourn is to engage in our Seabourn Academy. If you sat down and did Seabourn Academy from start to finish in one sitting, it would take you about 4 hours. But what I think is great about Seabourn Academy is it not only focuses on our brand and our product and our ships and what they have to offer, but it also focuses on how to sell to luxury. So if you are someone who's maybe not comfortable getting into the luxury market or wants to, but doesn't really know what to do to dive in or who to look for or who the clients are, it really tells you and teaches you how to sell luxury. And it's a great entry into doing that. So if you haven't done so yet, I would highly encourage you to take some of this time and invest in Seabourn Academy.
Yeah, we've done a few sessions regarding luxury market. People are, I guess, also reevaluating their niche and what they want to do. I highly encourage, and everyone here is all about learning and educate. That's why we're doing this, and that's why everyone is in the group. So yeah, definitely take the time and invest the 4 hours or 5 hours. Take your time, and I'm sure you'll benefit from it a lot. So
you don't have to sit down and do it in one sitting. Of course, it does follow you. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your laptop. You can do it on your phone, and you can learn at your own pace. But it is very engaging. It does have a lot of videos, a lot of imagery, and it does help you think about. It starts off and says, we want you to think about 5 clients that maybe you have in your database that might be interested in luxury, or maybe stay at luxury hotels or do luxury land experiences that might be a great fit for Sebourn. Keep those 5 people in mind, and then write down little nuggets as you go along that will help you talk to those 5 people about the Sebourn experience and what luxury means to Sebourn.
So you mentioned ultra luxury. What does that mean in terms of the size of the ship, the amount of the crew to guest ratio?
That's a great question. So the size of the ship, as I mentioned, all of our staterooms are suites. 3 of our ships hold about 450 passengers, and then our 2 newer ones hold about 650 passengers. So right there, from a size perspective and guest to space ratio, we really feel that the luxury sector is going to have an easier time of recovering from all of this because of that guest to space ratio. I believe we have about a 2 to 1 when it comes to guest to crew ratio. Don't quote me on that because I don't have my facts right in front of me, but it is very high. We have very high touch points on board our ships. Our clients always do remember the crew when they come back because of the wonderful things that they do for them. We have some amazing partnerships on board our ships with folks like Dr. Andrew Weil in our spa and wellness area. He's all about mindful living. And if you connect with me on Facebook, I've been trying to provide some mindful living tips during this time that Dr. Andrew Weil has imparted upon us. We also have a wonderful partnership when it comes to entertainment with Sir Tim Rice, the likes of some very famous musicals out there. And so we have some beautiful, beautiful entertainment on board. We also have Thomas Keller, a James Beard award-winning chef, is from the French Laundry. He is responsible for our restaurant called The Grill. And there's probably a manual about this thick that they have to follow for anyone working in the grill, both on the serving side as well as the food preparation side, even from sourcing the food. It is all strictly from Thomas Keller. So we have those are just a small example of some of the partnerships that we have on board our ships. UNESCO Heritage, we're the only cruise line that has licenses to visit the UNESCO Heritage sites and promote those as well. Brian Van Flanderen is our mixologist, and I've made some great cocktails that he has prepared during this time. So, and a lot of these experiences we've tried to bring to life during these times for you and for your clients, and we've called them Bringing Extraordinary Home. And another thing that you might want to consider doing if you haven't done with Sebourn as far as connecting with us is going to www.seabourntravelpros and signing up for our Seabourn Insider. And that's where it's an email that we send out about twice a month, sometimes a little bit more frequent during these times, but we provide the latest product knowledge, tips, updates, and that's where we're featuring our Bringing Extraordinary Home, where we're featuring recipes, both from our chefs as well as our mixologists. We're featuring mindful living tips. We're also talking to our Seabourn conversationalists who on board our ship, and they're teaching us things about their profession that you can learn about in home as well. So I would suggest signing up for Seabourn Insider and going to that SeabournTravelPros.com to do that as well.
So it's www.seabourntravel.
Pros.com. Yep. www.seabourntravelpros.com.
Right.
And you can connect with us on any of our announcements that we have coming up.
Right. So I put it in the chat. People
Great.
can check it out. So again, with ultra luxury, what's included? Alcohol wise, prepaid gratuities, any excursions, specialty dining?
So we, all of our dining is included. You don't have to pay for any of the dining on board. All of our beverages are included. We even do champagne and caviar at any time, anywhere on the ship. So if you would like to be out by the pool one afternoon and just feel like you'd like some champagne and caviar, you can
Sure,
you can let the pool
what I miss
attendant.
the most right now.
Yeah. You can let the pool attendant know and they'll bring it to you. Or if you'd like to have some on your balcony in your stateroom prior to going out to dinner, we can do that as well. Gratuities are also included. We like to say we're almost all inclusive because we don't include excursions, and we do that intentionally because we have some amazing Seabourn experiences and excursions for clients to experience. And we do them in smaller groups, and we like to reserve them in smaller groups. You don't typically find more than 8 folks on an excursion at a time. And we will run down with a minimum of 2 folks. So the excursions are very personalized. We know that folks have different desires and things that they want to experience in all of the various different places. So that is one thing that isn't included. And then of course, spa treatments as well. And we will take your donations in the casino too. So,
so if I have clients that use I don't know, Silversea, or they use what company would you compare yourself, or who's your competitors at this point?
So our direct competition certainly would be Silversea, Regent, Oceania, a little bit of Viking, but we're probably what we would consider a little bit more step above Viking in some cases. Crystal, of course, but they're much bigger as far as their ships are concerned. So really the Silversea, the Regent, and the Oceania are who we consider our subset. Yep.
Okay. What's happening right now in terms of the ship deployment scheduling? What's the schedule right now to reopen?
So right now, you may have noticed that we did announce last week on May 6th, the 4th of our pauses. And we did extend a bit further out than most others. And I know there has been some questions as to why we did that. But we have extended out into October and November. And the extension is based by ship. So each ship has a different pause date. The latest being November 21st. I believe it was the Odyssey that we had discussed. And you can find all of the information regarding the FAQs on our latest pause, both on goseabourn.com as well as on Seabourn.com. So if you have any questions about the latest pause, you can find it there. But for all of our pause sailings, any sailings that we have canceled, we have offered to give your clients a future cruise credit in the value of 125% of the monies paid to Seabourn towards the base cruise fare to use on a future cruise. And we have given an extension of the booking needs to be made, or that future cruise credit needs to be used on a booking made 12 months from the issuance of the future cruise credit. The sailing has to occur before the end of December of 2022. So really, if you think about it, if your clients were paid in full and they take the FCC, they are getting a 25% return on their investment. You're not getting that anywhere right now. So we highly encourage you to have a conversation with those clients and suggest that they consider an FCC. If they've been booked with Seabourn, that means that typically they had plans to travel with us. They've either traveled with us before or heard about us and wanted to experience us. So we encourage you to have that conversation with them and suggest the FCC. And keep in mind, with regard to you as our travel advisors, we are protecting commission on both the canceled booking as well as the booking that is being made with the value of the FCC. So you are going to get commission. It's almost like double dipping. You're getting commission for the booking that was made and canceled, and then commission on that FCC when it's used. Now, we do provide the option for clients to request a refund if they just insist that that is the direction that they want to go. Obviously, our preference would be for them to sail with us again and use that FCC. Just note that if they do choose a refund, it is taking quite some time for those refunds to be processed. It's not an instantaneous situation. It is a very manual situation right now between the FCCs and refunds, and it is taking some time. But we did announce that and make that known in our latest update. Now, in our latest update, what we are experiencing is, because we did move our cancellations to so much further out, we do have several bookings that were not paid in full. So those bookings that were not paid in full, we are offering also an FCC for those bookings. And in addition to the FCC, they're also getting a $300 onboard credit on the new booking that they choose to book. So that's something to keep in mind, to encourage them to keep their monies with us and to take that money and move it to a new booking. So there is a new advantage to those clients who weren't paid in full.
And if the reservation wasn't paid in full, is the commission still protected?
The commission is not protected if it was not paid in full, but we will be paying commission on those FCCs. So if they make a new booking, that FCC that goes towards that new booking will be part of the commission that's paid out to the travel advisor.
Okay. There was a question here if you guys have a program for single cruises, single supplement discounts.
We do have some sailings where we are offering single discounts, single supplements, and we do have a website. I don't have it handy with me right now, Roy, but I'll send it to you and you can share it out with everyone. That leads them directly to the sailings that do have single supplements. And it's not always, we're not always charging 200%. Sometimes it's 125%, 150%. It's all based on supply and demand in sailings. And one thing that I would like to say is that through all of this, we are seeing great demand for our 2021 sailings. I mean, week over week, the demand and the growth in our 2021 bookings has been exponential, and we are very happy to see that. And we know that there is going to be pent-up energy, or there is pent-up energy out there right now for vacationing. And we highly encourage your clients to be looking at 2021 because we've got some amazing itineraries out there and they are selling. So that's great to see. And they're not selling with bookings that are being booked with FCCs. They are purely new bookings being deposited and made for 2021. So,
right. Because it is a financial, it's not just a medical and health, it's also a financial one, but there are a lot of people out there who either have available funds or maybe were not affected. Either they're in that price bracket or in the luxury segment. So I would, again, highly recommend for people to consider learning again about the product. Don't start selling before you know the product, because they are going to ask you for questions.
Oh yeah.
But once you are ready and you know the product, try and promote it. Try and reach out, and try and get the clients. I agree. People are. They're stuck at home. They're maybe fantasizing about going away on vacation.
We hope they're dreaming. I'm dreaming.
Yeah. 2021, 2022. Let's have them put a deposit, and we'll see where that goes, where that will take us.
Even the clients that are requesting a refund out of all of this, we're sharing with my key account managers and the Holland America BDMs who also represent Seabourn. We are sharing with our travel advisors those lists of clients who would have been on sailings that were canceled, whether or not they've actually gone in and chosen a refund or an FCC. We still hope that you'll reach out to them either way. Even if they've requested a refund, it's still a great conversation starter to have with them to say, hi, I saw you were booked on a Seabourn sailing. You've chosen a refund. We understand that these are, unprecedented times, and nobody really has a great understanding what the future holds. But I want you to keep in mind that when you are ready to book your vacation, Seabourn will be here for you, and I will be here to help you book that Seabourn vacation. And it could just be I'm calling to check on you, I hope things are well conversation that turns into the initiative of thinking about their next voyage.
Right, and things change every week, every day. People change their mind. Maybe they're getting used to this weird normal, and they're going to say, "Yeah, we're thinking about it maybe in a year or two, so that's fine." People are booking, so the scarcity. There's not a lot of room on these ships. They only have 6 ships.
Yep.
So something to consider. Let me see. Julie's asking, she's saying that once you sell Seabourn, you will not want to sell any other cruise line.
That's
Best
right.
way to learn about the product. Yes, I assume not everyone can afford with the agents to go and try it yourself, but take the time, watch the videos, watch the session. Hopefully, again, if you sell enough Seabourn, you will eventually go on a Seabourn cruise.
Well, and you don't even need to sell a ton of Seabourn to be able to go on a Seabourn cruise. We recognize that when this all starts turning around and we get into that recovery mode that everybody is referring to, we are going to need travel advisors more so than ever. So I can only anticipate, and I've certainly been encouraging those that I work with, that we consider offering travel agent rates and offering more Seabourn Academy sailings where you travel with one of us and you have the opportunity to learn even more about Seabourn at a discounted rate. So stay connected with us, because those types of details and information are the types of things that we'll be sharing in Seabourn Insider. And as we start our recovery process, we'll be sharing more with you, because we do need you to be there for us when we start this recovery process.
Wonderful. And Seabourn, just if people are not aware, you guys are part of the Carnival Corp, right?
Yes, we are part of Carnival Corp. Yep. We are. Our actual office location is within the Holland America building in downtown Seattle. We have our lovely Seabourn symbol up there, but yes, we are very much part of Carnival Corporation. So we feel very confident that we will be there when this is all said and done. And that's our main purpose, and our main goal is to be there for all of you to sell and to work with us when this is all said and done.
So we spoke a little bit before the session started, and there's a small earthquake that was just announced. I know you don't have a lot of information, but for some that haven't watched the news, can you share a little bit?
Sure. So literally about 5 minutes before I got on with Roy, we received a broadcast email from our corporation that our president, Rick Meadows, will be stepping down as of the end of this month. And beyond that, I really can't speculate. I don't have any other details other than all of his direct reports will temporarily be reporting to Stein Cruz, who is the president of what's called Holland America Group, of which Seabourn is part of in the Carnival Corporation. So as details are released and we have more information, we'll be sure to keep you informed. But I know Rick has quite an extensive history in the cruise industry, and he's done wonderful things for the Seabourn brand. And he is going to sail off into retirement. And I got to tell you, I'm not jealous right now.
Yeah, at this time, you feel kind of envious of some of the people who are have the luxury to just retire for now and
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's not your brand, but I always think of with Norwegian, when
Yep.
when Andy retired, said that he's going to stop. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm sure again we have 6 weeks, 6 months until you guys actually start. So there's time, there's transition, and I'm sure.
And one thing I will say about when we do start, the great thing about Seabourn is when we announce itineraries and we release our future itineraries, you can look at those itineraries and sell those itineraries with confidence and know that we don't release those itineraries until we have secured a berth and we know for sure that we have a berth in that destination. In my past life, we would open up itineraries and anticipate that these were the destinations and the timings and the places that we were going and have a pretty good idea that that's what the itinerary would end up being. But oftentimes there were subsequent emails sent with itinerary changes that then required you as the travel partner to be following up with your clients and making sure that they understood the changes. At Seabourn, we're not releasing itineraries until we are 100% certain that that is the destination that we are going to be sailing to and we're set in stone to go. So you may see some folks release itineraries a little bit sooner than us. We are not going to do that until we know for sure where we're going to be taking those ships so that you can sell it with confidence.
Yeah, and I saw a comment that I missed before from Elise saying that her clients were booked August 28th for an Alaska sailing. And of course that was canceled and they're trying to figure out what they plan to do. I highly recommend that you look at 2021 Alaska sailings if you guys have any, because Alaska for 2021 is really popular.
Yeah.
It's on fire. It's Alaska and it's on fire.
It's on fire, that is for sure. And our ship, the Odyssey, is going to be there in 2021 in the summer. She'll continue to sail between Vancouver and Juneau, and she's doing several different lengths of itineraries. You can segment itineraries from 7 nights up to 10, 12-night itineraries. Alaska is very near and dear to my heart, and it just killed me to see the season basically, for the most part, be a wash this year, which is extremely sad because it is a beautiful, beautiful destination. And if your clients were booked for 2021 or 2020, I would, like Roy said, highly suggest that they consider 2021 because it will continue to sell very, very quickly. Europe is doing very well in addition to Alaska for us in the 2021 season too. So.
Okay. So yeah, something to remember. Again, it's a different market. Maybe they were not affected as much with the economic, things. The market pretty much bounced for the most part. So again, financially speaking, smaller ships, less crowd, less people, social distancing, not with 5,000 people. That's kind of what people are looking for right now. That's what we're bringing. We brought some of the river cruises and smaller. Remember, people are looking right now for the smaller, maybe something that they can, someone who can really adjust. Small tours, small groups, everything small.
Yep. And just so you know as well, we continue on a weekly basis to survey the sentiments of our past guests and folks that have booked with us in the future as well. And the surveys that we're doing are trying to gauge an understanding of when they feel they would be comfortable coming back on a ship and coming back to cruising. And that also weighed in our decision to pause further into October and November because we just haven't been seeing the sentiment for cruising to rekindle back in 2020. Most of our clients are looking at 2020, 2021 and beyond. And each week that we do survey our clients, we do see the sentiment rise. And one thing that is interesting to see in these surveys is that we're actually seeing some interest from new to cruise, which we didn't necessarily anticipate coming out of this. But I think those that were probably interested in cruising and maybe considering one of the contemporary or the bigger ships initially are now looking at the possibility of a smaller ship. And I think what we need travel advisors to help us articulate is that ships didn't start the coronavirus. Ships didn't start COVID. And that, we had no control over what was going on with this virus. We were at the mercy of the government and the CDC, and nowhere else did you go prior to this pandemic where you had to wash your hands and sanitize your hands before you went into restaurants or bars. But in ships, you have always had to do that. So it's going to be incumbent that our travel advisors really speak volumes for the cruise industry to recover from all of this as well.
Right. I think that if they will find a way, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that's just another reason why we're definitely going to be interested in getting travel advisors on our ships as well.
I know a few that will probably like to go. So when you do have it, you have my email. I'm sure we can fill a ship or two, or we have 4,000 members, so we can fill those ships if needed.
All right, sounds good.
But in general, I mean, if there's a way to check and make sure people don't have the virus once they get on the ship, then it's again not a lot of people. It's your own quarantine on an ultra luxury ship. So all you have to do is just make sure that there's no virus coming on the ship, and then you're good. But again, I've seen numbers, amount of people that were sick or died on cruise ships in general, when you compare it to the world, are low. But again, I don't know if people want to take that route and advertise it, because everyone will have an issue with, oh, don't sell us these. I'm sorry for saying, floating petri dish, but again, we don't feel that way. But there are some people, and we don't want to upset anyone, any of our clients. So check, get a feeler if people are open to cruises. I've sent a few emails, a few mailers. I do it once a week now, normally over the weekend, just to see how things are going, to let people know that I'm available and I still book, and people still book. Don't push. Don't put too many. In my opinion, don't heavily promote travel, because some people might get offended. They might have first responders, people working at hospitals, people are dying. Just do it gradually. Don't offend anyone, and hopefully, when they are ready, and some are, they'll book. And as Aimee said, moving from a big ship, maybe they're Haven people with Norwegian, maybe they're Suites with Royal, and they're looking for something a little bit. They like the luxury, but they want something a little bit smaller, less crowded, something to consider. What are you seeing in terms of prices? Are prices going up, or about the same?
So in comparison to 2020, we've tried for the most part to keep our pricing fairly flat. I know we're kind of doing a pricing adjustment, or I shouldn't say adjustment, but we're looking at our pricing for 2021, because obviously when we opened, we had a different motivator in mind. We thought that, we'd be sailing in 2020 and everything would be great and we'd be able to raise pricing. So we're doing a little bit of analysis of where our pricing is for 2021. But for the most part, I think you'll see things remain fairly flat. We'd rather not get into a big discounting type of war, because that doesn't do anyone any good. It doesn't do us any good from a revenue and growth standpoint, and it certainly doesn't do you as our travel advisors any good from a commission standpoint either. So we're trying to be very sensitive to that as well. But, I loved what you said about being sensitive to your clients. You might have noticed that we have pretty much ceased all marketing at this time, because we know that it is very delicate. We need to have empathy for everything that is happening in the world. We certainly don't know everyone's personal situations, and we don't want to be invading their homes with our marketing when that's the last thing that they want to see. And that's also something that we're measuring in these surveys, as well as, when would you like to see marketing from us? When do you expect to see us considering promotions and offering?
When can we spam you?
Yeah. When can we start just hitting your mailboxes? And we've actually gotten comments from some people saying, we miss your direct mail pieces. They help us dream. They help us think about our next vacation. But until then, you can certainly direct them to Current, which is our blog for Seabourn, where we're sharing some of those bringing extraordinary homes experiences. And they're marketing, but they're soft marketing. They're not a hard sell. They're not a push with a promotion. They're helping clients dream and think about where they would like to go next. And I've seen some very creative things coming out of travel advisors these days on how to connect with their clients. So kudos to all of you for coming up with those creative opportunities to connect with your clients and be sensitive and empathetic with them, because it's very important at this time.
Yeah, we have a lot of creative agents within the group, and I see we have Ruby. Welcome back again. She was on our morning session, and Connie is the only one she said me. She's ready. She's ready to go. So
yay!
so Connie, you were the only one who said yes. So I guess
Yep.
So I really want to thank you, Aimee, for your time. I met Aimee online. There was a luxury travel forum mall. I don't know how they're calling it, but
they called it a virtual luxury expo, and it was for 2 days, and we were in chat rooms for 3 hours each day. And of course, this all being new to us, we were a little skeptical as to how it was going to go down. But it was great. We had our own little exhibition booth. We had some videos, some promotional material for you to take away. And we had a lot of great interactions with travel partners during that time. And that's where I met Roy. And of course, when he offered, I jumped on the opportunity because
she literally jumped on it. She was. I posted. Yes! I went into the luxury forum, and I'll post a link to it when they have it again, or maybe if it's recorded, because I do need to give them thanks for poaching some of their suppliers. Because I went into pretty much all the booth and started messaging, and Aimee was just like, "Yes, now, please, yes." And I truly appreciate the time, appreciate everything that you are willing to to help us, to help the industry. Hopefully we can return the favor with bookings and educating our clients to make sure that we send the right clients to you guys.
And one thing, Roy, I would like to address really quick, because I know it's come up in several other conversations. If you haven't had a chance, Chris Austin, our Senior Vice President of Global Sales and Marketing, he did do an extensive webinar last Friday, and we do have a link to it on goseabourn.com. That's our trade-facing site, and you can listen to the replay of it. And he had a lot of great information regarding our pause, why we paused, what we're doing moving forward. And one thing that was addressed in that conversation as well was we're getting a lot of questions about, well, what procedures are you going to put in place as far as cleaning and temperature checks? And are you going to require documents and forms and this, that, and the other? We have not come out with any policies regarding what our ships are going to be doing moving forward, because honestly, we haven't gotten any guidance from the CDC and CLIA yet. And when we do get that guidance, I can assure you that Seabourn will go above and beyond what's required. But it seems senseless right now at this point for us to put policies and procedures out there that might not be quite enough or might not be the right thing once the CDC and CLIA do come to us. So as soon as we do get that guidance, you will be hearing from us. And being connected with us on goseabourn.com and through our our Seabourn Insider newsletter will be the best way that you'll get that information. That, and also staying connected with any local support that you might have from our key account managers or the business development managers that we share with Holland America. So I just wanted to address that really quick, and sorry to interrupt you, but I know
I saved you the question because, first of all, I know you guys have about 6 months until you actually sail, and you do have the luxury of seeing what other cruise lines will do. Because I'm hoping that other cruise lines will actually cruise before October, November, and then you guys get to learn and see, adjust, and when you are ready to sail, you'll have the best policy out there to make sure our clients are at ease.
And being part of Carnival Corp, I'm sure you all saw that Carnival is anticipating starting to sail from select ports and select ships as of August 1st. So I'm sure we'll gain some understanding from what they plan to do, and hopefully we'll be able to execute. I know everyone's hungry for something to sell and something to sail this year. So hopefully we'll see some successes from that we'll all be able to take away from, for sure.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So yeah, again, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone that has been on the live session. This will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Hopefully, it's okay with you. I forgot to ask Aimee, but it will be posted on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to research and review it again. And Aimee, when we are close to sailing in a few months, I would love to have you again when the new ship is coming out. And remember us again. We have another one. Julie is also saying me too. So she's we have
Good.
one or two that might be interested in if there's
All right.
rates.
Sounds great. We would love to come back, and we'd love to share some successes and some new opportunities with you once this is all behind us.
Perfect. So stay safe, and we'll be in touch.
You as well. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.